When Earth's last picture has been painted and the tubes are twisted and dried, they shall splash at a beautiful canvas with brushes of comet's hair. So I am reciting some of the words that from a poem, a very long poem by Rudyard Kipling that was Judy Carducci's mantra. I just found out today, very, very recently, that she has passed away. She was, I want to say she was 90. And she was an icon of figurative art, an icon of portraiture, an amazing force of nature, and she kept going and going and going. This poem that I'm reciting little bits and pieces of and probably butchering, she recited this at the Portrait Society spontaneously while she was posing for a portrait from by Jeff Hines and Rose Franson. And it was definitely one of those memorable things that you had to be there, and I was glad that I was. I'm, in shock that she has passed away, and I'm happy that it seemed like it was very sudden, which is, kind of how we all want to go when we're 90. We don't want it to drag out. So, in honor of Judy Carducci, I'm going to dedicate tonight's, or this afternoon's, Living Figuratively to Judy Carducci. And I'm going to walk you through the big-ass show at Lakeland Community College. The fact that she has passed away is a really good excuse for me to talk about the painting right behind me, which is my painting in the show. It's called Hecate Vanitas with Indigo. And it reminds me of a Vanitas painting that Judy painted several years ago, which was all about that Rudyard Kipling poem that I want you to look up and read the whole thing, because I like to picture her in the afterlife painting with brushes of comet's hair and just, going to town completely healthy and painting forever and ever and ever. So that's how she pictured it, and that's how I'm picturing her. I'm going to flip around and talk about this painting and then show you the whole big-ass art show at Lakeland, because it's pretty darn awesome. So I'm going to flip it. All right. So I'm going to start with this one. It's called the Hecate Vanitas with Indigo. And it's all about the goddess Hecate, who appears in several different cultures. I want to say Anatolian, Greek, and I can't remember now what the third one is. She is a triple-bodied goddess who embraces life, birth, and death, which is why it's so totally appropriate for right now, because I think Judy Carducci also was a realist as far as that was concerned, and some of the details that I have, this was an excuse for me to paint a full skeleton, which I have always felt as an artist it would be a good thing for me to do, and that's exactly what I did. I have a full skeleton in my studio. It's not real, it's made out of resin, but it is cast from real parts, and I pictured Hackett as 3 different identities we've got life, birth, and death. And the model who I asked to pose for this painting had these gorgeous long dreadlocks. The skeleton, since it's one of her 3 forms, has really, really long dreadlocks. I was thinking of when you bury a body and the hair keeps growing. So I've given her the extra long dreadlocks. She's wearing keys because as a goddess, she can traverse from the underworld to the above world, and the keys help her go to the crossroads. I also have included this little black dog, which she's often pictured with a little black dog. This dog is based on a real life dog that very recently passed away, whose name was Indigo. And Indigo was a rescue dog with 2 different eye colors. So that is the Indigo passed away at a ripe old age, but I decided to show him as a puppy just because compositionally it was like a little bit littler in the composition. But he has two different eye colors, and the owner of Indigo, who is very sad that he passed away, told me that when an animal has two different eye colors in Native American lore, it means they can see heaven, earth, and the underworld. They can see both. So that kind of gave me chills that I included this little pup without even knowing that. And Hackett is pictured with the moon in the different phases, which I did with silver leaf. So this is the biggest painting that I've ever worked on. It is 48 by 72, and I was honored that Mary Urbas wanted to include it in the big ass painting show. So now I'm gonna go around and show you some other things from the big ass painting show. Here we've got Susan Shies, one of her amazing quilts. This one is all about the Obamas, First Lady, Michelle Obama, and all kinds of details and writing and everything. She's got the Malia and Sasha in here, and it's an amazing piece. All part of her Kitchen Tarot card series, which you can read all about on her website, Susan Shy. It's really pretty amazing. And then I'm always sharing a room in the Lakeland Gallery with Mark Young Espero, who was a very, very good friend of Judy Carducci. And he's the one that actually let us know that, that she had passed away. And this one is called Dad. It's a beautiful and amazing portrait. I believe a pastel on paper, but it's gigantic. And I'm sorry about the glare, but you can just feel this man. You can feel who it is, and you've seen this person. But then we have this beautiful put together ceramic piece by Tom Rodka, calligraphic line. I'm gonna keep things moving. There's a lot of empty spaces because there's so many big pieces. This one's by Jen Omates, and it's pretty amazing. This one right here is by Steve Calhoun. Here, can I see Blue Welcome? And of course I've completely butchered the pronunciation. Then we have gigantic assemblage by Beth Lindeberg, submerged in many pieces, and takes up a whole wall there. Lisa Kenyon has Sea Serpent. Lisa Kenyon is a bronze artist. She's a sculptor, but she does a lot of these amazing drawings that are sometimes become beautiful sculptures. So let's keep going around the big ass show. This piece, big ass necklace right here, it's called Buy Nothing Necklace by Emily Weiser, all made from found objects and assemblage parts. Oh, and then we have Evie Zimmer's Entangled. Okay, this is an amazing, gigantic piece. I want to say it's 5 foot round. She does these beautiful, gigantic round pieces. Now there's a lot of florals. She, at one point, did a lot of abstracts, but very tightly rendered abstracts. She very recently won Best in Show at the Ohio State Fair Show for a gigantic round canvas like this. And just so you know, these gigantic round canvases she gets them from a company called Crohn's Woodworking, which I very recently ordered a big round canvas because of a painting that I'm planning. And you have to assemble them yourself, but it's actually easier than you think it is. And if I do say so myself, I think the one that I assembled came out pretty good. We'll see how the painting comes out. Right here, all orange, 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 orange. Dennis Long's Access to Passion. I'm gonna peel back because this one is gigantic. I think it's probably 8 feet tall. I don't know, but it's an amazing, amazing big ass piece. And because everything's so big, there's gonna be fewer things in this show. Here is The Mystery of Being by Patty Flauto. Also, I've never seen her paint one thing this big, but it's a stunner. It's gorgeous. So we'll keep going round. We've got over here, this is a diptych, 2 pieces. Gary Devoki, Levels of Consciousness, number 148. So there's 147 other ones, other levels of consciousness. And we've got this one over here. I'm gonna pan over. Gerald Vandeveer, Imminent. That's gorgeous and subtle. So now we're gonna go to the outside part. This piece right here by Gwen Wade, I'm gonna do a little bit of a pan where you can see the whole thing in great detail. I Don't Like Mondays is what it's called. And it's all about school Mondays, crayons, pastels, pencils, mopping, cleaning up after the kids, buttons, bicycle seat, the flag, pledging against the flag, or pledging to the flag, however you do it, the hooks for your coats, the glue, the paste, the kid that eats the paste, the bell, the world, the apple, the teacher. Oh, what's in the apple? Looks like a bullet. Looks like a gun. Looks like school is a dangerous place. And that's a very sad thing. And I'm glad that Gwen Wade has taken on this very, very weighty topic, keeping schools safe from gun violence and from psychos. This next piece is called Grapple by Barbara Martin, and it is a gigantic assemblage of names and dates. And each one of these names, it's a gigantic piece, is somebody who was murdered. And the date and the place, and the name and the date and the place. And she wrote every single one of them, put them on these little signs and hung them. I mean, this is gigantic. It's sad that it's so gigantic, is what it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. She even has this guide here so you can look up the places where each one of these victims died. Come see it in person. Then we have Tom McGallis's Max Bet, which is a really fun and varied piece, and I have not gone through and looked at it bit by bit, but there's a lot of detail in here that needs to be thought about and analyzed, and yeah, I would like to know what this is about. It's got a lot of symbolism and meaning. Then we have Steve Ehret's Something's Gotta Help Me Dig. Someone's Gotta Help Me Dig. This is a big piece. Pretty gorgeous abstract. Love it. Then we have a representation of a painting that is elsewhere in the building. And due to the magic of video, once this becomes a YouTube video, I'm going to pop in, I'm going to have my son edit in the videotape of this actual piece by Larry Krauss, who was one of my teachers back at CIA in 1983 or something, 82, window trimmer. And the real piece is gigantic, but it's installed at Lakeland, so they couldn't take it out of where it was installed. Alan Mintz, Wessex Blythe Court. Also a diptych, a vertical diptych where the two pieces are on top of each other. Then we have this fun Doug Max Utter, Fatal Collision. It's a rare treat to see a Doug Max Utter painting, I'm going to say out in the wild, because usually you see him in galleries or in the homes of people that have bought a piece by this also Cleveland icon. Then we have Beth Nash's Knot, a charcoal, liquid charcoal gesso. And I love when I love the texture of these people and the way they're interlocked and it's complex. And I love that it's a real drawing. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful work. And it's big. All right, let's keep on going. Here's the little, just in case, there's my show that's upcoming at the Chagrin Arts, September 17th. I dropped off some postcards. All right, so now we're going to come to the big room and see this big beauty by George Cosman, who I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Normally, Mary does not put any nudes out here, but this is a nude sculpture, so maybe she will pass the test of it's okay to put out here. He does stone like this beautifully. Like, I love the texture of that broken off stone. And then we've got the trees in the background that just create that nice misty, ethereal backdrop. Beautiful. What is this one called? Let's see. It is called Monument 9 in Roman numerals. And because everything's so big, there's space between them. This little beauty here by Joe Stavek, it's, I'm going to say, a little bit of a put together big ass piece because it's a lot of little pieces put together, but they're together, they're attached, and boy, is it crazy detailed. The village with like all these things going on. I'm sure there's a story. In fact, I'm sure if somebody decided to take this painting and write a story about it, that would be a really, really cool book. Maybe that's something that Joe wants to do. Maybe it's a good writing assignment for some students. But it is amazing. Look at these oozy heads down there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Then we have over here a Judith Brandon piece. This one is called Cosmic Bloom. And wow, this is also absolutely gigantic and beautiful. She does stuff dealing with the environment, with climate change, with weather, with, fixing our earth. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And we're gonna finish up right here. With this piece, that by Ken Hetzel, Remains of a Dream. And it's this big, beautiful sculpture that seems to, like, how is it balancing this right here? And what's all this going on in here? It's quite amazing. I'm gonna zoom back. And then I'm gonna flip around because I think we are at the end of the big ass show. So please come down to Lakeland Community College to see this big ass show. I want to say it's here. Oh, I'm going to get this wrong, but I want to say it's going to be here until like September 9th or 8th or something like that. And it's a gorgeous piece. There's a million other big ass shows, not a million, 4 other big ass shows. Follow me. I'm gonna read them off to you because I want you to go see all of them because they have a nice. They're just beautiful. So here, I'll stand in front of this. There's other big ass shows at the BAYarts, at Artist Archives, and at Valley Arts Center. So go see all of them. Pick up one of these, and then you'll find out where they all are and when they go till. They also have this passport, you know, big ass passport, where if you see all of them, you get your passport stamped, and then you turn it in at the last place that you've gone to, which I didn't do. You will you be entered into a drawing and win some real art. Anyway, so thank you for joining me for Living Figuratively. I want everybody to just be inspired by the spirit of Judy Carducci because she has inspired me for over a decade, since I very first came back to art back in the day. She was an awesome person, and we will miss her greatly. So thank you. Come see the big ass show, and stay tuned for the next Living Figuratively, wherever and whenever that might be. Bye-bye.